Hello world, my first video for memoQ in English, my second in English. So I appreciate your constructive feedback in comments or via Telegram or LinkedIn. Let's start. So let me share my screen. How to translate a file in memoQ. Suppose this is the file, click يمين, right click, translate with memoQ, loading, still loading, appearing. Yeah, it's flashing in the taskbar, so I will click one click on memoQ on the taskbar in order to bring it to the foreground, to the forefront of my desktop. And here it is, the template of creating a project. I do not understand what the template is. I will dig this more. I will search about it. And skip it, create without template. So, processing, then this window. If I opened memoQ, then one click on this drop-down menu, then new project, same window appears. I prefer this method to prepare or create a project in memoQ. If any of you is more aware about the aspect of memoQ template in the other window, kindly share in the comments so I can learn from you. Thank you in advance. Name of the project. Let us suppose it is December 12. Demo for demonstration. For demonstration. Select source, language, and target, English, Arabic, your target, of course. And by thus, you are already near all setup. You are near all setup. Okay. In this path, you choose where to create, where to save the created project. Okay. In another video, I will explain how to change the default location of creating memoQ files. All of the memoQ files, projects, translation memories, term bases, and so on. So this is the default location I choose for memoQ instead of documents, a folder of memoQ inside documents in the C drive. C drive, as you know, is dangerous. God forbid if the C drive encountered any damages, the Windows version encountered any damages, all what is on the C will be lost. So we save our projects, our important files inside our device, inside which is any local drive other than the C drive. Documents, desktop downloads, and other pictures, these folders are on the C drive. Avoid them. So you can fill any other data if you want, and you can say finish now, but I prefer to say next. Why? In order to set all the aspects of my project once and for all. Import what? Import the document or documents to be translated. Double click on it or select a set of files, then open. As you can see, processing. It is added now. Next. Here, you either select a translation memory from this list, or create a new one, or use an existing one. Here I will, for explaining purposes, for demonstration purposes, I will create my TM. As you can see, the location is already set. In another video, I will explain how to make this to save time. You can explore other options and select whatever suits your scenario. By then, every project has its own scenarios, of course. Okay, I have created a new translation memory. It has been added to the list and selected. If I am to register to use an existing one, here is why, here is how. Click on register. You browse until you reach the exact folder. Here it is, memoQ-TM. memoQ-TM. Its extension is MTM. M for memoQ, TM, obviously for translation memory. Double click on it. Okay. Yeah, it says that the same translation memory is already there in the list. So thanks, memoQ. If I want to check to select anything from this list, I simply check the empty square next to it, just like that. Next, to select, create, or register a TB, term base, if any. Finish. If I clicked finish in the very first window without setting the aspects, determining the aspects of my project, the source file to be translated, or files, the TM, at least a TM, and the TB, I can do it here. I can add from right click here on this void space, on this white space, then import source file or file. Then translation memories tab to select, create, or otherwise register a TM. Same goes for term bases. All set, you are ready to translate. Return to translation tab, double click on your project, on your file. It will open. It opens in the memoQ editor. This is the memoQ editor. As you can see, source on the left, numbered, target on the right. Sometimes I will make my speech, make my explanation, demonstration, specifically for beginners. So bear with me. Those who are experienced may see this obvious information, but I am currently targeting the beginners. Other experienced videos will be enrolled. Okay. The first segment here, let us take a look at the editor at first before translation. Source segments on the left, target segment on the right. Segments are numbered. Here is a percentage, match rate of last inserted translation. Shows the match, the similarity between your current source and those in the TM. Okay. The X means it is not translated, it is not stored in the TM. Okay. This bubble for comments, if any. The very right window called translation results includes both results from TM and TB. Results from these resources will be shown here. You can differentiate between them according to its color. Color of a TM is orange or gray. I do not recall. And color of term base is somewhat blue. Okay. If you are a beginner, you have to set these options when you first and make sure the next settings I will explain now are set in order to make the behavior of your memoQ editor perfect. The desired settings as follows. You go to the edit menu, then go to next, the drop-down menu, settings. You make sure not confirmed in error, next row, and down. This is the preferred settings. If you want to change them later, you come here to change them. Okay. So let us assume, let me show you a scenario. If I didn't select a translation memory at all. Okay. An advantage in memoQ when I write my translation there is a core, an essential concept in CAT tools in general and memoQ, which is called confirmation. What is confirmation? Confirmation, instead of moving from segment to the next by mouse or arrows in the keyboard, you move by a shortcut called confirmation shortcut. Its function is to move from segment to the next, and essential function is to store this segment in the translation memory in order to recall it later if similarities occurred or will occur in projects to come. So a rule of thumb, you do not move from segment to the next by an arrow or by a mouse. No, you move by the confirmation shortcut. The confirmation shortcut in memoQ, I have changed it into Control-Enter to match that of Trados, but you can, if you to discover yours, you can bring it from here. You will see the shortcut next to the word confirm here. Okay. So to confirm the segment, I press the confirmation shortcut. So if I didn't add a TM at all in the creation of the project, memoQ will warn me, which is a major advantage in memoQ. Okay. Project home, translation memories, check the desired TM, create the desired TM, register the desired TM, return to your project, to file, confirm, it worked. The red X is now a green check mark, which means translated and confirmed. Translated, the segment is translated, confirmed, it is stored in the translation memory. You continue your translation. So, in every CAT tool, there is a concept which is called tags. Its function is to maintain format, to maintain hyperlinks, to maintain images among texts. Just like this tag, it's a hyperlink. So in order to preserve this hyperlink in target the same as source, we do the following. I translate. Here is the position of the supposed tag. What I do, I press Control button in a flash, a quick press. Just like that. Then enter. I type the text which is supposed to be inside the tags. The beginning tag is inserted. Now is the turn of the final tag. Control button, enter. Then I go on with my translation. Confirmation. Go on with your translation. Whenever the control button is not limited, is not an exclusive button for tags. It includes tags, numbers, and abbreviations, acronyms. So whenever you want to insert a number from source to target, you do not write it by hand in order to avoid mistakes. You can simply it is your desire to write 22, but you only wrote 2. It's a huge mistake. It's a critical mistake in some context. So to avoid these errors, you use the automation capabilities inside memoQ and other CAT tools in every aspect related to abbreviations, tags, and numbers. This segment includes a number and an abbreviation. If I want to include the number in target, here is how. Obviously, my target language is Arabic. It will not obstruct you. It will not prevent you from grasping the main concepts I explain. Here, I am supposed to insert the number. So I press Control on a flash, just like that, not a long press. Then I choose what I want from the auto-suggestion. The auto-suggestion list here. Then press enter. If I am supposed to insert the abbreviation, the acronym, here is how. Same flashing press. The memoQ is smart. He recognized that I already I have already used the number 1. So this time when I press Control, he provides the only left modifier, which is the acronym. He doesn't offer the number again, which is very intuitive and smart. Among the intuitive aspects of memoQ, he recognizes that this is a URL in source. It shall be a URL in target. So he inserted it automatically. Example of many automation capabilities in memoQ and other CAT tools. If I'm not supposed to localize this segment, I simply confirm it. Let me give you an example of quality assurance means in memoQ. If here I missed some part and confirmed it, a flashing symbol is right to the segment, warning, not ignored. Double click to view the list of warnings. Double click on the flashing symbol. It says the source number, kaza kaza, etc. is a different format in source than the target. صح? Right? Yeah. So, if it is a fake error, if it is just a machine-generated warning, you click ignore and then close. If it is a real error, you fix it. Control insert, Control plus insert to copy source target. Control-Shift-S in your machine. Control plus Shift plus S. Then reconfirmation. Fix it. Another example of automation in memoQ and CAT tools is the concept of auto-propagation. It fills similar segments, whether it is identical or somewhat similar, automatically. Segment 6 and 7 here are similar in part. So when I translate 6 and confirm it, 7 is auto-filled. And it's my part, it's my role, it's my responsibility to fix what is needed, to edit what is needed. If you want to lock a segment, here is how. Control-L. You select from cursor. Then OK. If you know a way to avoid locking the rest of the segments, let me know. So I wanted to lock segment 8 only. How to unlock segment 9 and 10? Double click here. It returned to its draft, which is a red X. Double click here. It returned to its draft status, which is a red X. What if I confirm this without translation? memoQ will produce this warning, this hint. Thankfully, okay. All the best. So, if you are supposed to deliver a clean file, a target file, which is equal, which is identical to the source file, how to do that? After finishing your translation, and by the way, you can save. Saving is working, Control-S. So let me check and show you. This is a folder that includes the source file. Where is the project I created? The project I created, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I was selecting a default location for projects for memoQ. Where it is? Where is it? Here it is. Let me no, not here. It's here. memoQ. This is the folder I assigned for memoQ to create its files. its components, especially projects. Number 1. Here it is a project I have created for this demonstration. December 12, 22, demo. And here it is, its components. This file is the file that is updated when I click Ctrl-S in memoQ's editor. So, how to deliver? If you are supposed to deliver a clean file, here it is how. After finishing, after QAing, quality assuring, you click Documents, then Export, Export, Store the path. You read any warning messages that shows up and do the necessary, if any, processing. And this is a message about a report of errors I have made in the translation of this file, which, for example, leaving a segment without translation. So I make the necessary edits. Processing, close. Processing is complete. This is the target file. Let us compare it to the source in order to get a grip, to get an understanding about, for beginners, to introduce for beginners the very beginners, which are introduced to CAT tools and the memoQ for the very first time. This was the source. This is the target. What you can notice that any formatting aspects were done automatically. All what I have to do is to type my translation. In certain instances, there was tags to maintain hyperlinks, just as here in this word. The source and target. You perform a spell check in target, and anything you fix, if any, you return to memoQ and fix and reconfirm and generate clean all the way around. So this is the clean file, the target file. What if your manager or your client requires a memoQ file to be delivered? Shall you deliver this project file? No. This project file is clickable to open the project and translate and do whatever your task is. But for delivery, it's another thing. You go to Project Home, Translation tab, right-click on your file or files, export, export bilingual. These options are fine. Export. My recommendation is you save this generated memoQ file next to the source. But it is a preferential thing to do, so you choose your own as you like. So if I wanted to save it here, but one moment, yeah, here. Okay. One single click here, Control-C, return to memoQ, Control-V, in the field of file name. Don't panic, it will not be the file name. Enter the file name returned. You can change in it as you want. They're your preferences. You click save. My cheat sheet. My cheat sheet. Yeah, all done. Here is our folder. We began this folder with just the source. Here it is, then the target, and here it is the memoQ file to be delivered if required. Thank you for your watching. I wish you all the best.